swear this is a family-friendly show.
Oh, no, it's not. No one watches this. Listen to this show anymore.
Nobody watches us. They listen to us.
No one watches this show. Hey, everybody, it's Geekonomics. We're back after a tiny hiatus as we went to see Glass.
You said a tidy hiatus?
Tidy hiatus. Like Hyannisport.
Your hiatus? I hope it's tidy.
It's tidy.
I hope it's clean.
Use Charmin.
Are you a fan of the butt wipes? You used to...
No, they don't biodegrade.
That's good. I'm glad. They don't. They don't, and they
become mounds in your septic
system. In the sewer system, yeah.
And they ruin your septics.
And then now we're paying more money to have these poor guys go down there and pull these. They're called fat burns.
Yeah.
These gigantic fat burns, especially in New York.
Yeah.
They gotta pull these things out.
These turds of cloth.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because that's like actual cloth that you're wiping your butt with. It's not like
it's not real cloth.
But I'm saying it's like a fabric. It's not like it's a.
It's thicker.
Yes.
I wouldn't call it a cloth, but I think some companies.
Like
it's the same realm of cloth. I think some companies now have realized.
Well, I think they've had to realize.
Well, these companies don't have to realize anything.
The old bum wipes, as they call them.
Technically, on the packaging, I think it says you should be throwing these out in the garbage.
But who's going to do that? Who's going to wipe their bum and then throw it out in the garbage?
Well, it's an after the wipe. It's not like you're doing the full wipe.
Yeah.
You full wipe, and then you use this as a cleaning mechanism.
That's why it's just stupid days. Why didn't we get those over here?
Well, we're so behind.
How is that never taken off over here?
We're so behind in the toilet sector. Like, we've kept it the same two things.
Yeah.
Where other countries are, like, in Japan.
Japan, they talk to you. Like, the toilets talk to you.
They talk to you, but they...
You can order a pizza while you're on the
They warm the bowl for you on cold days.
Yeah.
They shoot the water out to clean you.
Yeah.
The anal cleansing rituals are so much better than ours.
Yeah. Love how you look at the door when you say stuff like that, like hoping no one walks in.
For some reason, the door went in a little bit. I thought someone... I thought Sandy was listening in to see if she can interrupt, but the fact that I just said anal cleansing
what
really
are you
loud.
talking about?
Yeah, I was like, oh God, how do I explain this one?
Well, it's just one of those things.
But yeah, I think as a country, our anal cleansing rituals are not up to snuff. Archaic. We might as well just be pooping in a hole and wiping our butts with our hands at this point.
Or leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Charmin my ass.
You see the Sherman skit on Saturday Night Live over the weekend?
I didn't watch this week's. I watched last week's. I'm a week behind.
As always.
I watched the SAG Awards last night, and then I watched last week's Saturday Night Live.
Ugh. Man, that must have been a thrill a minute.
SAG Awards are great. Get this. Black Panther won.
Get this.
Basically, Black Panther won Best Picture for the SAG Awards. They won Best... They call it Best Cast, because it's about the actors.
Yes.
And they won. I was like, wow. A lot of the same winners from the Golden Globes. Not a lot of surprises.
I don't know if Black Panther's actually the best picture of the year. I'll throw it out there now.
It didn't say that.
I know, I'm just saying.
They won the best cast ensemble.
I just don't know if that's like an Oscar
It's
situation.
nominated.
I know it's nominated. It's a great movie.
It's got a lot of nominations.
It's probably the best superhero movie that's ever been made. Or one of the best movies ever been made.
I totally disagree with that.
Well, one of the best superhero movies ever made.
Sort of, in my opinion. But that's not the point. The point of the movie... It's because it was more than the movie. Yes. It was a culture change. You could have a cast of African Americans be the center of an entire movie and be the number one grossing movie of the year.
This was a huge topic yesterday over at the Plainville Comic Show.
A bunch of white guys talking about
because Professor Bill Foster showed up.
Oh, nice.
Who recently retired from his position at the college.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so congratulations to him.
Nice.
But him and he sat at Matt's booth, and him and I started chatting, and I brought up, because he always is very interesting when he shows up and wants to talk about different, like, culture and race and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And he kept going around and purchasing, like, stuff at the show. Like
as you do.
But old, like, Sanka ads that were, like, very racial. Mm-hmm. Almost racist, even.
Oh yeah, all the
old.
If you go back in old things. Advertisements of any company,
Which he collects all that stuff because that's what he teaches.
Yeah,
seminars
and
on.
People don't realize that these were sexist.
Yes,
they were Totally. Put the woman in the kitchen. The guy works. That kind of garbage.
Yeah.
It was, and then racist.
Oh yeah.
And
but that was just a time.
Yeah.
So it's what you just.
Yes.
It was accepted. So you just.
It was accepted.
You
not
don't
anymore.
fault them for what they did. It was accepted, which is the conversation we had. Like I said, that's just we had that thing where it's like you can't fault people of that age group because that's just how life was at that time.
There's a bunch of assholes.
They didn't know any better.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't know any better. That's what they
some people
and
know.
that's what their life was. So you can't
Uh,
go back and blame people of that time frame
I
for things that they did.
I don't think we are.
You could just remember that that's what happened and not correct it again.
Yeah.
Which is the conversations in
Not correct. We can correct it, but not do it again.
Yes, exactly. That's what I meant. Yeah. So the thing is, he brings over these things. He's like, "Look at how cool this is," and it's a very racist ad. And it's like the second time he brought stuff over, I finally turned. I'm like, "Professor, like, how am I supposed to react to that?" It's like I was supposed to be like, "Cool, look at how racist that is." It's like, and he's like, yeah, I didn't think about that until just now. He's like, it's very cool for me because I could use it in my stuff, but it might make you feel weird. I was like, yes, it does. Thank you.
Yeah.
But then we started talking about Black Panther, and I said, I've been thinking with the whole Black Panther in the award season time frame, what would have happened if that movie sucked?
It would have been what was the Catwoman all over again.
Yeah, but of that, the way it was built up with Black Panther showing up in Avengers first,
Yeah.
and then Black Panther coming out,
Yeah.
would that have been as detrimental to Marvel as some of the movies DC has put out has been to DC?
I don't know what you're saying. I could look at it this way. Marvel has had a very, very good bar they've hit. And when one of a Marvel movie doesn't hit that bar, it is very sad. But I don't think we've
different though.
We haven't hit that yet.
We also said I think it would have been a different scenario.
Yes,
though,
it would have been a backlash.
because that movie, with the way it's affecting the world culturally, being such a good movie.
Well, you're representing
what way would
a culture.
How would it have affected culturally if that movie was bad?
People would have been pissed.
Yeah.
It would have done poorly.
So it's just an interesting conversation.
I mean,
with professors,
yeah.
especially.
I think
because he's he knows more than way more than I do.
They would have. I mean,
but
if you're a person, if you were like, man, I'm actually going to see Black Panther in his own movie. This is a character that speaks to me.
Yeah.
And you finally go see it, and it's a disappointing one.
Yeah.
It would have been ripped apart big time.
Yeah.
Just like Wonder Woman. If Wonder Woman, people can excuse the third part of that movie because it was overall good.
Yeah.
And you can excuse, just like Black Panther. I will argue the fact that Black Panther and Wonder Woman both had poor third acts.
Yes.
The villain CG fight were both poorly done.
Yeah.
But it was only...
But there wasn't a CG fight in the
Black Panther there
one.
was.
Well, not as much as it was in Wonder
You
Woman.
had them falling, and it was very Spider-Man 2-ish.
Yeah.
When they're fighting,
Yeah.
that movie was good because the villain was good.
Well, it was good because the first two acts were so good that
Yeah.
you could kind of just
You can
kind
forgive
of
it.
gloss over that the ending of it wasn't that great.
Yeah, you can forgive
Yeah.
a CG ending.
Yeah.
If the whole movie was a CG fuckfest
Yeah.
and the ending was okay, you're like, that's disappointing.
Yeah.
But the movie overall was great. And most people are like, yeah, the part when they're falling, it was kind of
Yeah.
CG. It wasn't the best. But I can overlook that. And same with Wonder Woman. I enjoyed it up to the point where she had to fight the accountant.
Steppenwolf or whatever.
The accountant who turned into Ares.
Yeah.
And it was just like a CG fuckfest. And then you go back
Angry
to
dad fight.
You go back to a good story again. So I mean, I think both those movies are very important for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I think it's a great thing. And I think the sequels, the director and the writers will get that critical feedback and say, listen, let's make that third act better.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great thing. And I think Black Panther winning last night legitimizes comic book movies in a way, because this is SAG Awards, this is their peers.
Yeah.
This is the Screen Actors Guild. This isn't like...
Well, they also that was also a movie with a great grouping of actors too.
Yes.
Like Lupita Nyong'o, you had Chadwick Boseman.
The whole cast was great.
Yeah, Michael P. Jordan.
You couldn't see a flaw in a cast member at all. I totally agree. It's a great ensemble of people and writers and directors, and everybody made a great film. They should be proud
honestly,
of.
probably one of the best Marvel villains of all Marvel side villains.
Recently, definitely.
Killmonger was done very well.
Yes, I do agree.
Yeah.
I mean, he's up there with Loki. He's up there with Thanos.
Yes.
He's up there. Yeah. He was a top tier villain. I would give you that because
I would just say don't be surprised if he reappears in Endgame.
No, he's dead. He physically died. He didn't turn into ash. It makes no sense. He physically died.
I think there's going to be time situations in this movie.
I don't know. They said there's going to be no time stuff.
They say that, but doesn't mean it's not going to happen.
I know, it's true.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about Endgame. I don't want to think about it.
The only reason, the thing that made me think about it was Michael B. Jordan and Colby Smulders were on Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
And they do a scene at the very beginning of the show. Jimmy Fallon comes into their dressing room and they're talking about Marvel stuff, like trying to act like they're talking about inside Marvel stuff. And he comes and goes, "Oh, can you guys tell me some inside stuff?" And Michael B. Jordan pulls out his phone and it says Thanos, and he types in we need some help. Jimmy disappears. So how would Michael B. Jordan have Thanos' number?
You do know it's a comedy sketch.
There's always a little bit of truth in some of those little things.
It's a comedy
Marvel
sketch.
drops those little seeds everywhere to kind of...
No. There's a comedy sketch.
I don't know. Why would he be involved in it if he was...
It's a comedy sketch, Mark. It has nothing to do with it. It's not canon.
I don't know.
Paul Feige isn't going, well, the Jimmy Fallon thing was a canon, guys.
Here's a great way to throw a little seed out there.
Yeah, it was not. It was just a little fun thing.
But anyways, the Plainville show yesterday was very good, by the way. It was very well attended.
Well, part of me was like,
time.
I thought about going on Saturday, but then I'm like, wait a minute. I already went a month ago, and I'm assuming it's just going to be the same thing.
Basically,
so I didn't go.
Next month's speaking of which, next month, the American Legion on Route 5, East River Comics and Collectibles Show at a new location.
Enfield, Connecticut.
Yes, moving to the American Legion on February 24th.
From 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Yes, you can
Sunday.
dive through as many comic boxes as your heart content.
It's not $1 to get in, but 99 cents.
Yes.
That's 1 cent cheaper than $1.
Use that penny on something important.
I never got, why did you just make it $1?
I don't know either. It's like, why are you giving people a penny back at every person?
You know what it is? I think it's the whole, when you say $3.99 against $4, it sounds better.
Yeah.
But
you get in for 99 cents.
Yeah, I mean, but if I'm going to hand you $1 and you're going to hand me a penny
Keep
back?
the penny. So you just make a penny on every person.
Just make it $1.
Make it $1. $1 entry fee.
But I get it. It's the whole
99 cents. It sounds you're getting a deal.
Oh my God, it's so cheaper than $1.
Man, I'm saving a penny on this. I'm excited.
I could build a thing with all the pennies I got.
I'm gonna buy tickets for 9 of my friends, and I'm gonna use those pennies later on.
I'm gonna make 9 cents on $1. 9 cents on 9 people. Woohoo!
That's right. I can use that to buy myself that X-wing fighter I've been looking at.
But yeah, so American Legion.
Yeah.
Next month, the 24th.
Yeah.
American Legion on Route 5
yeah, we said
at
that.
Enfield.
We know.
East River Comics and Collectibles.
We'll
Show.
be there.
We'll be there. Matt Ryan will be there. Scott Pelham is putting it on. I've also heard rumors there's going to be food this time.
There's always food. Pizza.
No. A chef is going to be there to cook food for everybody, just like at the Plainville shows.
A chef?
Yes. Chef Dylan is coming from the Plainville show to cook at the Enfield.
Oh, because
show.
they have a little cooking
they have a
area.
kitchen at this venue, so they can actually make food.
So how cool is it? All the people who said they couldn't go to the one in East Windsor.
Yes.
This one is now 8 minutes away in a different position, different place. All the people who can't make it to the East Windsor one because it's out of town.
Yes.
Have no excuse.
Yes.
You're in Enfield.
Especially the people that live on Enfield Street.
You could walk there.
He can't complain he can't make it this time.
Yeah.
Unlike last month.
Yeah.
And the person who lives literally down the road from it can walk to it this time.
Yeah.
And if he has to go to the bathroom, he can get there and back easily. So he can't say he can't make it.
Hutzel? He's not going to go.
It's literally down the street from his house. We could walk to his house from there.
Maybe.
All he takes is Brainerd Road. He comes right up Brainerd Road, drives the end of Brainerd Road,
Mark,
takes a left, and he's there.
you're preaching to the choir, baby. Maybe he'll go.
He'll find some excuse not to go. I got to account for accounting and numbers, and like I got a paper.
I got homework for yoga. I got to practice my downward.
I got to face my downward dog.
Downward dog.
I'm gonna
rusty.
hit my baby position.
Like my hips, my birth
Birth
and hips.
I gotta work on my glutes.
What is going on?
I don't know what's going on. We're off the rails.
So, Mark,
It's Brian.
I'm kind of meh about this announcement. I don't want to be meh, so maybe you should tell me why I should be meh.
Okay.
Reitman came out and posted some little.
I was like, I didn't know what the announcement was. So I didn't know if it was supposed to be
the Ghostbusters 3, and I was just kind of
yes,
like,
the son is making the movie, and the original cast is going to be involved.
and I'm like,
But isn't one of them dead?
Yeah, but do I want to see this?
So how
a
is
bunch
he
of
gonna
old
be in it
people
if he's dead?
pretending to be Ghostbusters, and then you know they're going to have some new group come in because they're too old.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're
It's
going to
gonna be kinda
Are they going to be
sad.
like retiring and handing it over to these new people?
I don't know. I'm really not that excited by this news. I really just leave it alone.
It's a money grab,
Yeah,
and it's because the women's one was so bad.
It wasn't bad though.
It was bad.
I disagree. I thought it was very funny.
You have no sense of humor.
I totally disagree. I saw it in the theater. I laughed. I watched it again at home, and I laughed. I was enjoyable. The humor was actually
awful.
it probably had more humor than Ghostbusters 1, and
Blasphemy! Take that back right now. No way.
I think it did. I think it had more jokes, but both are funny. And I think it was definitely better than Ghostbusters 2. Because Ghostbusters 2 was literally a remake of Ghostbusters 1.
Yeah.
With,
What's wrong with that?
With kind of a lamer villain.
Vigo.
Yeah, it wasn't that great. I mean, it's all right. And then Ghostbusters 3, okay, here is why I'm not that excited. And I could be totally wrong, and I hope I am wrong, and I hope when I see it, I like it.
Mm-hmm.
But here's why. Dumb and Dumber, one of the funniest movies when I saw as a teenager. Then they did the cheesy prequel, which was all right. It was funny, and nothing, nobody from the original film. It was like they were younger kids. Then the brothers are like, all right, we're going to do Dumb and Dumber 2, and I saw the trailer and it looked hilarious. But then I watched it.
And all the funny jokes from the trailer.
Yes, but also because Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels are old, and it was kind of
And they mailed it in.
No, Jim Carrey doesn't mail it in. I disagree there. Jim Carrey was still Jim Carrey, but it's like watching.
Jim Carrey's not funny anymore.
It's like watching old people trying to relive their youth.
But Jim Carrey's also not funny anymore.
I still think he's funny. I think he's a funny guy.
I think it's outlived its funniness.
Dumb and Dumber has. Because
Yeah,
it
that's
was,
what I mean.
It came out in a time
It
where
was funny
it
when
was funny.
when it came out, and now it's
The humor
embarrassing.
has evolved.
Yes.
Humor always evolves and
Yes.
changes. And what we think is funny now.
Gross out humor is not as funny as it used to be.
Yeah, like our parents grew up on slapstick
Yeah.
Three Stooges.
Yeah.
If you show Three Stooges to a kid now, probably
Well, some stuff's funny. I mean, there's some stuff that's always funny.
it's a little corny.
Yeah, but some stuff is always going to be funny.
I'm doing a blanket example.
yeah.
I'm not. We could nitpick it all, yes.
Yes,
And
yeah.
some things are still funny. I
Yeah.
still think fart humor is hilarious. Okay.
Oh, yeah, you
That's
do.
something you'll never grow. I'll never grow out of.
Yes, you're the only one.
Farts are funny.
To you, they are, yes.
Everybody.
I don't know about everybody, but you think it's hilarious.
Okay. So what I'm trying to say is, Ghostbusters 3. Do I really want to see the people I really looked up to as a kid in Ghostbusters 1, and I really liked all their characters, come back as old men?
Somewhere Ernie Hudson right now is saying, don't ruin this for me. Don't you dare ruin this for
All
me.
12 people aren't going to ruin it. But to see all bunch
Ernie
of
Hudson's like, don't ruin this job for me.
old people.
I haven't had anything since The Crow.
None of them have.
Bill Murray has.
Yeah, small things, but Bill Murray's
Dan
Bill
Aykroyd's
Murray.
had stuff.
I don't know. Them coming back, and they'll all be phoning it in because they haven't played these characters in like how long? 25 to 30 years?
Yeah, well,
I don't know. I'm not that excited by it.
it's not you have to be excited about yet until you see something. We didn't even see anything. All we saw was the bumper of the one.
know.
So it isn't like we've seen anything.
And he's still writing it, and to proclaim it will be coming out next year seems a little weird. I bet you anything gets pushed. It's not going to come out next year. If the guy's still writing the damn thing,
who knows?
it's not even been cast.
Yeah. I mean, unless he has a cast already in the line for it.
Maybe.
Writing a script around the cast.
Maybe. I don't know.
That happens sometimes.
Just let it
it's
be.
like he's put together his own cast of people that he knows want to do it.
I'm so happy there's a protective order on Back to the Future. Nobody can do anything with that franchise. It is what it is, and I love that for it. And sometimes I wish some stuff would just stay.
Which is weird how that got that and nothing else is no one else has gotten around.
What's his name? The creator of.
But I'm saying, no one else
said
has
no.
gotten around to.
He would not give a sign off to anybody.
Yeah, but no one else is. I mean, it has given us Rick and Morty though.
Yeah, but that's a parody. That was
Yeah, but I'm saying, but that was supposed to be the sequel. Remember?
No,
wasn't that the original?
They did. No. They did a cartoon called. I'm going to think Rick and Morty, but what's their real names in Back to the Future?
Marty
and Doc.
Yeah.
But it was very adult.
Emmett Brown.
It was like, I'm going to fondle your balls.
Yeah.
Like, it was really raunchy. And it was because they made another show called The House of Cosbys.
Yeah.
And there was all these Cosbys living in a house together.
Yeah.
And then the estate from the Cosbys told them to cease and desist.
Yeah.
So then they went to that. And there was this thing called Channel 101 where all these people would make homegrown animation and shorts. Yeah. And Channel 101 was like this underground thing. And if you would win that week, your show would be like prominently displayed.
Yeah.
And they did House of Cosby's that got told to take down. Then they did the Rick and Morty, the Doc and
Emmett and Marty.
Yeah, and then Paramount told them to stop doing it. I mean, basically they were having them. Yeah. It was very weird.
Yeah.
It was not in any shape or form an official anything.
Yeah. Kind of along the lines of that Vader thing that got taken down by Disney.
It was not taken down by Disney. Aha. You know what happened with that?
I've heard it's all over the interwebs that Disney's the one that took it down.
It wasn't Disney. So let me look that up.
Was it Lucasfilm?
Nope. It was a composer.
A composer?
Darth Vader. What was the name of it?
I don't remember what the name of it was, but it was... Shadows of the Empire? Was that what it was?
No. Darth Vader... what was that? A fan film?
Yeah.
Let me tell you the news.
Because it was really good. Because I remember showing it to you, and I was like, "You gotta watch this."
Yeah, it was cool.
And then I'm surprised it wasn't Natalie Portman didn't try to get it taken down.
No.
Because it brought back memories of her being Padme.
Well, those movies did.
She will never talk about it.
I don't blame her. Episode 1 is horrible. So this was January 17th, 2019.
Just this
YouTuber
past weekend.
Star Wars Theory, embroiled in a copyright claim with Disney that's devastating him, is getting his happy ending after all. A few days ago, the YouTube star revealed that a music company called Warner Chappell, acting on behalf of Disney, made a claim on its recently uploaded Darth Vader fan film. So, Warner Chappell acting on behalf of this, so that must be a newer thing, because before...
Yes. See, I told you, Disney was involved somehow.
Well, acting... That meant the previous agreement he had with Lucasfilm that nobody could make money on the video was suddenly moot.
Yes.
Warner Chappell would take the ad revenue from the video that currently receives 7.2 million views.
Yes.
Star Wars Theory told the Daily Dot that Warner Chappell had threatened his channel with a copyright strike and to outright delete the video if he appealed the copyright claim. And to save his channel and his video, he gave up the fight. But on Wednesday, Star Wars Theory had glorious news. Warner Chappell dropped the claim, meaning that nobody will keep the money. Wait, hold on, let me start over. They dropped the claim, meaning that nobody will keep the money that could have been made from the fan film. Star Wars Theory, who said he put in $150,000 of his own money to make the video, said that he would have earned at least $80,000 so far if he were allowed to put ads, monetize the work. As Star Wars Theory told Daily Dot in an email on Wednesday night, that means Lucasfilm stepped in and told Warner Chappell they couldn't take the money on this.
Yeah.
So Lucasfilm came.
Because Lucasfilm was very adamant about doing fan films. Because they used to do a whole fan festival every year and just have fan films.
Yeah.
That people had made. So that was like their shtick. So I wondered if Disney was going to let that continue or not.
Well, Disney owns Lucasfilm now. So
I know, but I'm saying they still have the...
I know. In the video uploaded Wednesday, Star Wars Theory said the fans' voices were heard, and the Lucasfilm played the role of hero in the saga. So that's cool.
Yeah.
The claim has been released. The film is no longer running ads, said Star Wars Theory, who has added nearly 60,000 subscribers since the controversy began earlier this week, and who now has more than 1.5 million overall. It's now back to the fans entirely. Nobody's making money off of it. Not Lucasfilm, who deserves it. Not me. Not Warner Chappell. That's for sure. Rest assured, Lucasfilm has come to our aid. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I thought Disney, but it wasn't Disney directly. We don't know if the copyright claim was on music.
Yes. Then it could have been like, hey, that music is...
In this story, we have no real proof that Disney told them to do that.
No, it's alleged.
It's alleged, but
a company owned by Disney.
Yes. So, like...
filed the claim.
It could be like, I filed a claim against another podcast
Which really
for using our music.
There's an algorithm that YouTube uses that it will listen to, that if it hears music that correlates to another form of music, then they automatically tag it with copyright, no matter if it's real or not real.
But
they'll tag it with a copyright claim.
When you get a claim,
you can choose to...
You can fight it.
Fight it or not fight it.
But
I get it all the time for putting like the public access, the PSAs, like once in a great while. If there's any kind of like a celebrity in the PSA, like especially if there's WWE guys in the PSA, like WWE like automatically tags it as a copyright thing because they're using the likeness of one of their
property.
But it's a public service announcement, so you can't.
Yeah.
So always have to like. No, it's not being used. It's a PSA. And
yeah.
YouTube, like a day later, is like, yeah, you're good.
But you also have YouTube claims that are robotically put in there. But then you actually will have someone from a company who will manually claim, and they have manually claims and auto claims. And manually claims, someone from Disney could have watched that video and watched it and said, "All right, I'm gonna put a claim against this," or from the sound company there. So if he got a manual claim from that company, he knew where it was coming from. Like, there is some shady stuff going on with some movie companies. When people do, everybody's doing the trailer reactions.
Fake trailers,
not fake, the trailer reactions.
Oh, yeah. The ones that are bad, they claim them.
Yeah, because they don't want...
Yeah.
They don't want that person to make money.
There's no, like, Sherlock Holmes, Watson ones out there. That's the reason why.
Well, I heard Lionsgate and Paramount are one of the two biggest ones that would go after people shitting on their trailers.
Yeah.
And one of the trailers that came out was the Hellboy, the new Hellboy.
Yeah.
And one of the YouTubers I watched, they basically didn't really like the trailer, but they're excited for the movie, but they thought it was a bad trailer. And the company, I think it was Lionsgate or whatever,
Paramount,
they went after, they did a manual claim. But they didn't go, and they did other reviews of their movies that were positive and no problem.
Yeah.
So it's like this shady thing going on right now.
Well, that's what they do.
And what are you gonna do?
Got to keep the bad publicity out from hitting the interwebs.
But yeah, did you hear my favorite news of the week?
Yes.
My favorite is the Patton Oswalt. Did you hear about that?
I did not. Tell me about this, Brian.
So there was this troll on Twitter, and he was going after Patton Oswalt because he has different political views.
Okay.
Patton Oswalt always is on Twitter will say something against Trump, whatever.
Yeah.
So this guy would go after him.
Yeah.
So Patton Oswalt just looked at his feed, this guy's feed, and saw that he was sick. and he needed help. And
Yeah.
there was a GoFundMe actually in place because the guy got sepsis in the hospital, and his bills were out of control. And Patton Oswalt actually retweeted the GoFundMe, and he said, "Listen, this guy's hurting."
Yeah.
And he actually helped promote, and he actually donated, and he encouraged his fans to donate to this guy. And the guy wrote back saying, I can't believe you're doing this. I'm very humbled. I have to rethink the way I think about things."
Yeah.
And like it was, I think overall a very sweet story that this guy was trolling him. And I bet you anything, Patton Oswalt probably sees like countless trolls every day, and he probably goes to see what they're going through. Because majority of the time, it could just be someone just
Crying for help.
It dealt a bad hand in life, and they're just shitting on anybody else
That hasn't been dealt a bad hand.
How'd
that guy get a break? And I didn't get one. I've
make
been doing
themselves
the same thing my whole life, and no one's given me anything.
Yeah. So I thought that was very nice. And the guy actually wrote I think he wrote and he sent a video saying thank you. And he was very humbled by the whole experience.
It's
and
the whole troll internet situation has made it to the point where I don't even comment on anything anymore. Like, I don't even comment on Facebook posts, rarely. Like, I stay away from any kind of commenting or anything.
I'm barely on social media.
You know what I mean? It's like, even on like YouTube, I don't like comment on any videos.
Oh, I don't comment on video. I watch.
I just don't.
I'm a lurker.
Yeah. I'm a watcher, not a talker.
You're a lurker.
Yeah.
But
like once in a great while, I'll send like if I see a video of someone make something really good and something like this, the Star Wars guy sent him a thing. You know, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Yeah.
But that's about it. I'm not gonna I don't. It takes a lot to get me to make a comment on something.
And plus, we have this podcast.
Yeah, so I can just do it here.
Yeah, you just sound off here.
Yeah, people just get podcasts. That's what they should do.
I think everybody has a podcast at this point.
I know, I think so.
You want to be my cousin's podcast?
I was trying to talk the professor into doing a podcast.
How come he doesn't come on our podcast?
I invited him. We're going to try to set up something.
This is first I'm hearing of it.
Well, I just talked to him yesterday. I'm actually talking to him about doing a public access show. He lives down in Middletown, down in his area, doing his own show somewhere. He's looking for stuff to do because now he's retired.
Why don't you ask him to come on the show? You can even do a phone in. We can talk to him over the phone.
We're gonna set up
Does he have an iPhone? Like we can even do FaceTime.
We'll set up something. Don't worry. We'll set up something. He'll come in. He'd love to come in.
Is he going to be at the Enfield one?
Oh, probably. He'll probably pop in.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I watched the Fyre Fest documentary on the old Facebook.
And I bet you anything, Netflix. You still haven't watched...
No, I'm not watching that stupid Black Mirror thing.
It is not stupid. It is really good.
I don't want to watch it.
You're so lame.
It's because I don't want to watch it. Doesn't mean I'm lame. I just don't care about it.
You would like it. I really think
All right,
if
I get around to it, I'll watch it. I'm not going to, not scheduling
I actually feel like the more I push you to watch it...
The less I want to watch it. Exactly. That's how it works.
Yep.
Don't push me. Don't tell me to watch things. I'll watch things when I want to watch them.
Oh my God, you're so mad. Why are you so angry?
A lot of built-up stress. But no,
don't watch it, Mark. Well, whatever you do, don't watch it.
All right, maybe I'll watch it tomorrow then.
No, don't. I forbid you.
But I watched the Fyre Fest documentary.
Which I didn't tell you to watch.
Well, I know. I watched it on my own.
I did watch it too. Which one did you watch?
The one on Netflix.
Good. Because there's one on Hulu as well.
Okay.
There's a two.
Sure.
I don't know the difference.
I don't either.
I watched the one on Netflix.
Neither would I watch more than one documentary about one topic.
Well, let's before we get into this, let's tell people who have not seen it or not know what we're talking about.
I was about to.
The Fyre Fest.
Yes.
It's got this guy in Black Mirror who's doing
stop.
Choose your own adventure.
Yeah, with a stupid Black Mirror show. Anyways, the Fyre Fest, Ja Rule, who was very influential in the music business. I don't know if you knew this.
You know what?
The randomest person in the world
ever. When was the last time Ja Rule was influential on anything?
I think like when Aaliyah was alive, maybe.
Aaliyah?
That was the girl that was in all of his videos when he was like popular. Then she died in the plane crash.
But wasn't she married to R. Kelly?
Was she? Who knows? I don't know. I don't keep track of these things.
I don't know.
Anyways,
Ja Rule.
So this guy meets up with Ja Rule because he wants to, because he has this credit card he made for millennials.
Magnum or whatever.
A douche card, I called it. He made for millennials to use to douche out everywhere and run.
Well,
New York.
basically, he was stealing
So he would
money.
throw parties. Yeah, so he would throw parties for people, or these big like get-togethers,
Yeah,
social
Ja
meetings.
Rule.
And he wanted to get Ja Rule to sing at one of them for some reason.
And that was the only person you can get.
So I guess he had other people, like other big big singers. And,
But they didn't mention those people.
yeah, they didn't mention those people because they probably wouldn't sign off on admitting they were there.
Yeah.
So he like wanted to get these people to show up to these parties. So he wanted to get Ja Rule for some reason. Never could get Ja Rule. Had issues trying to get in touch with his booking people.
Then it became like the white elephant. I gotta get the Ja Rule.
Yeah, so like
I haven't
he
made it.
Randomly paid one guy a bunch of money to get Ja Rule, and that guy didn't know Ja Rule, but he knew a guy who knew a guy who knew Ja Rule.
Yeah.
So then he paid the other guy to get Ja Rule.
So he
and that guy didn't
basically
know
got conned.
He got conned. A con man got conned,
conned.
and so then the con man works with Ja Rule, and they come up with this app that they want to do.
Which is actually a pretty good app.
It's a good idea.
From what I heard, this is outside the movie.
Yes.
From what I heard is that app that they created
Fyre app.
has become a new app that Ja Rule is still part of that's
Yes.
helping get people booked.
Yes.
So overall, that was a great idea.
Yeah.
It's not a
So
bad
what it was,
idea.
the idea was the book, like how do you book artists for like your birthday party
And you don't
or
get
your
conned.
wedding receptions and things like this.
And you don't get
Yeah,
BS.
so you don't have to worry about trying to like go through intermediaries to get to this person.
Yeah. It's
It's
actually
a great idea.
It's a fantastic
it's an
idea.
So
Yeah.
they started a legitimate business to make this app. Had like all these programmers and developers and all these people had an office and everything. And
Yeah.
was making this app.
Mm-hmm.
So the guy who's in charge of it, for some reason, decides, you know what? To help promote the app, I want to throw a music festival to promote the launch of the app.
Which seems crazy.
Which makes no sense.
Because they never, ever have done
Not even involved in actual music, really, besides this booking situation. The guy has no music knowledge whatsoever.
Yeah.
Not have any, like, festival knowledge whatsoever.
He's a con man, Mark. He's like our president.
So then he ends up supposedly buying an island that was formerly owned by Pablo Escobar,
which he didn't buy.
which he didn't actually buy.
He just said he
was
did.
renting the space
Yes.
on the island.
And then they said,
It was
do
never
not...
supposed to mention that it was formerly Pablo Escobar's island.
But he did.
But in the first 5 seconds, like the first thing you see when the video starts, the hype video starts,
Yeah.
come hang out on a former island owned by Pablo Escobar.
It wasn't even an island.
So then he got kicked off the island. No, there was an island originally.
It was.
He got kicked off that island.
Yeah.
And then ended up being in like Azuma
Bahamas.
in the Bahamas,
Which is not an island.
which is no longer an island. Now he's on like a peninsula,
Yeah.
basically,
Yeah,
on
yeah.
an island.
And in the diagram, they would cut off the rest of it
Yes,
to make it look like an island.
So there's a whole thing, and then like the whole thing of how he tries
falls
to,
apart.
and he supposedly books all these bands,
And they all drop out.
that were big name bands like Blink-182.
That was the
supposedly-
biggest one. Yeah.
And the Major Lazer and a couple other big name artists. Were
But they
supposed
all
to be there.
backed out.
And supposedly they never got paid for anything. Never got paid for any. Like,
Usually you get paid before the
pre-booking
gig.
or anything
Yeah.
like none of that stuff.
Yeah.
None of them had contracts that were actually signed to show up at this
No.
place.
No.
The guy has no like infrastructure of a area where these people are supposed to stay.
No
Like
electricity,
he sold
no
all these
toilets.
things to people. Like you're gonna stay in a villa on the ocean.
Yep.
You're gonna live in this little hut, like a yurt, while you're here.
A
and
bungalow.
You'll have your own bungalow, and if you pay more, you get a villa. And if you pay more, you get your own mansion.
Yeah.
So this guy ended up having to go around the Bahamas and basically Airbnb all these different places
Which they still didn't
from
have
all
enough.
these random people.
And these people never got paid.
They never got paid. So then they show up. These people all end up like you're watching the thing, and I was watching it with Claire, and we're like, when are they gonna catch on that this isn't gonna work? When is someone gonna stop this guy?
No,
When is this gonna end?
he was surrounded by yes.
It never
men.
ends.
No.
Like they just
It
keep
goes
going and
going.
going until like they get to the weekend of the festival, and
Yeah.
they end up putting these people. The only thing they have set up are hurricane refuge relief tents.
Well, you forgot the biggest part. When they set these tents up, it rained that morning, and all
It rained
mattresses.
in the morning. Everyone's supposed to show up.
The mattresses got
I
soaked.
never got put inside. They were all like air mattresses, or even like real
Yeah.
mattresses
so,
on beds.
So they're all soaked. Everything's wet.
Yes. So then people arrive to the Bahamas thinking they're going to a private island,
No.
and they're not. They're just going to like a side beach
It was.
in Azuma.
Did you find did you have like a little evil part of you that was kind of thought
Good.
it was funny?
Deal with it, you bunch of douches.
Yeah,
That's what you get, you idiots.
I-
Read the fucking thing. You think that's fucking real? What a bunch of assholes.
That one guy,
the older guy, like the balding guy.
No, the young kid who went under, he didn't go, but he knew this was bullshit, and he
was trying to like.
He was trying to undermine the whole thing. I was like, and he's just like, this is bullshit,
He's
people.
an instigator guy.
Yeah, I love him.
But he got brushed out like instantly.
The older gentleman that was friends with
the gay guy.
I felt bad for him.
Well, they wanted they tried to make him go give a guy a blowy to get the water that was caught in customs.
He almost sucked the guy's dick.
He even says it in the thing.
Yes.
Like, I was ready to go take that for the team.
And that was for the
water.
food. Oh,
no,
the
just
water.
They bought cases and cases of Evian water.
Yes, and then they pulled it.
To give to everybody. And they kept it holed up in customs because the guy, of course, didn't pay anything for all this stuff to be delivered.
Yeah. To
the country.
Yeah.
So he has to pay you have to pay a tariff.
I can't believe he was going to do that. Luckily, he didn't have to.
Luckily, the guy's like, no, I don't want you. Just take the water.
You can tell because this guy was so well liked. He had everybody on the hook.
He reminds me of a person who does a show in this area.
Don't go down that road.
He does. Just saying.
Don't go down that road.
Don't
even bring it up.
Don't
even bring it up. Yeah. Don't.
But no, it was crazy.
Even matter.
It was crazy how it was like people that lady that just kept giving him money, shilling out money, who's named after a Toyota car. Just kept shelling out money. I'm like, your name's Corolla. There probably is a reason why you're. Yeah. But anyways, she just kept giving him money to like do this.
I know. Well, they all got.
And then people all showed up. Like
they all
people
got boned.
showed up. A bunch of idiot millennials showed up in the Bahamas.
It wasn't idiot millennials. It was
idiot millennials.
Idiot rich people.
Idiot rich millennials.
We don't know how old these people were.
They were all that age. They're all like in their 20s. There's no older people showing up to see Blink-182 on a beach in the Bahamas.
I think it was fun to see a bunch of rich people get boned.
Yes.
I have nothing against millennials. It's the rich, these people that were just so like
silver spoon kids.
Yeah, yes,
That's who
exactly.
It was. Silver spoon millennial kids.
Yeah.
And they're all like left there, and it turns into Lord of the Flies, basically.
Oh yeah.
They're all like rampaging like around to steal.
They're all cocked off their ass
stuff.
because they had to go wait at a bar.
And then the poor bar lady who had to like own the restaurant got boned.
You know what? I'll say one thing. I hope the woman, her story makes me cry.
Yeah.
That poor woman.
Claire started bawling when that started. Like she was at the end when she was telling her thing.
That woman had
I was like, if anything, of all this that's going on,
someone should help her.
Some of that money that he is having to pay back, or other people having to pay back.
She went through her savings.
Some of that should have to go to her.
Someone should make a GoFundMe for her. I would donate. If
her and the workers that, like all the people in the Bahamas who actually thought they were getting paid to build all this stuff.
I know.
Like he basically hired the whole island to build all this stuff for him.
And then nobody got paid.
Never paid any of them.
Nope.
For a year.
But this woman who cooked.
It's kind of like the federal government. He had them all work for him for a month and didn't pay any of them.
Yeah, exactly.
And they got nothing out of it.
Yeah. It sucks, man. And the worst part of it, this guy gets arrested. He's on probation. And what is he doing? He's starting another scam to get more money.
Instantly. Yes. And films the whole thing. That's the part of it that baffled me the most.
Yeah, who was filming
that?
Not
only does the guy go through all this stuff. That's the thing. You'd think like, oh, it's a documentary. They just use like information. No, this idiot is so dumb and so thinks he can get away with anything. He literally filmed the whole making of this scheme, basically.
Well, his buddy was filming.
He starts the whole thing and films the whole thing, and then he gets arrested and then starts another scheme and hires someone else, another guy.
No, he didn't hire. I think it was his buddy was just filming.
No, it was a friend of a friend that he ended up paying to film another behind the scenes thing of his thing.
What?
There must have been something, but he's like pathological. There's like some kind of like
there's something wrong with him.
Some kind of issue with him.
But
that he like literally just has this other guy film him calling people to scheme them.
Yeah.
He starts a fake ticket selling business.
Yeah.
Where he starts selling like
Taylor Swift
VIP packages to things that don't exist.
Super Bowl,
the Oscars, Emmys, like all the stuff around New York that was happening.
Yeah.
He was doing, and he actually roped in the roundabout. They didn't mention it in the documentary, but there's a guy that was on the radio in New York who got busted for selling fake tickets.
Yeah.
And they think that was the guy that they didn't talk about.
Yeah.
Because it's still like alleged that he was involved in this. And he's off the radio now. He got kicked off and fired from his job and everything. And now I think he's suing this guy because he like got roped in from a friend of a friend kind of thing. But it was like they were selling packages to like Taylor Swift concerts.
Yeah.
Meet and greets. And Taylor Swift doesn't do meet and greets.
Yeah.
Because of this. And then they were like selling like packages to the Grammys that don't exist. And people were actually buying them.
I know. Well, they said a small portion.
And it was the people that they did is he used the mailing list
from Fyre.
From the people who were at the Fyre
Festival.
And then going back after them again. And those same people who got caught the first time that went and spent money to go to Fyre Fest again are paying the same person in a roundabout way. But they don't know that.
It was a different email address they were getting.
They're again getting sent emails.
Yeah.
From a guy named Frank
Jones or something.
Yeah.
But one guy...
and he keeps buying tickets from this other random thing.
Yeah.
Those people who bought again, Darwinism should take care of them.
Well, obviously they did. They lost all their money.
Idiots.
The guys who were like putting the pieces together, they're like, listen, I'm getting these emails. And a lot of these people in these email lists were saying, yeah, I'm getting these emails too. And they saved them because they knew something was up.
And then he gets arrested again.
Yeah.
And now he's in jail for 6 years.
He's living with his parents.
No, now he's in jail for 6 years.
Oh, good. Oh, I didn't know he's in jail for 6 years. Well, it's funny.
Because he ended up...
He moved back in with his parents. Then he got a penthouse. And he invited a friend over who was in jail. And he wanted to know what jail was like.
A friend of a friend. That was the video guy.
Yeah, and he goes...
How do you afford a penthouse?
He's like, you're not going to survive. Because
I'm not giving him money.
He's like, I'm not going to go to jail, and that's why he came up with this other scheme because he didn't want to go back to jail.
Because he was a kid with a silver spoon who thought he had the inside track because he had a father who was in with somebody, so figured he could just get away with whatever he wanted to get away with.
And it's a fascinating documentary.
It is fascinating, and then the whole Ja Rule thing. Ja Rule gets nothing out of the whole thing. Like Ja Rule's involved in the whole process. He's in there the whole time. He knows all about all this stuff. He knows none of this is going to work, and somehow he gets away with scot-free.
Well,
he has no problems whatsoever.
He's got more money than that. Well, it was that guy's idea, not Ja Rule's.
I know, but it's still I don't understand how he didn't get any kind of.
It's a good question.
It never hit him whatsoever.
I'm trying to think though, because did Ja Rule? He was not even there during the festival. They didn't show him at all.
No, he was he hadn't flown in yet.
Which to me sounds like
he knows it's not working.
And
so he's like,
I'm not.
We're staying away. Like his management team was smart. They're
yes.
This isn't working.
Stay away.
You're gonna just call this guy, and you're gonna act like you're involved in it, but we're not actually gonna put anything into it.
And
he had no skin in the game, whereas his name wasn't anything.
Yes.
He was just a face guy.
But Ja Rule only was there during that promotional video. When they were partying.
He would show up in other parts. He was there a couple times in different scenes.
I really don't...
hanging out on the island while they were setting stuff up. And
he could have been, but
But it was funny how he was there during the setup of the island, the Ozuma part.
Yeah.
He was at some of the birthday parties and different functions.
But then when they moved, he was never there.
And then he was there when they moved a little bit. But then as soon as they were getting close and they knew it wasn't going to work, he magically wasn't there no more.
He's smart.
He flew away. He had something to do.
Yeah,
he had to go do a show somewhere because Ja Rule's so popular.
Yeah, the birthday party to do.
Yeah, birthday party to do.
Well, he's a smart guy.
The saddest part for me that I thought was sad, besides the restaurateur lady, who owned the restaurant,
that poor woman.
There was people who worked on the app that he was working with.
Oh, they were all fed up.
Not even that, but one of the developers. I don't know if you remember that, but one of the developers. He ended up charging, $350,000
on his own credit card,
on the guy's personal Amex card.
Yes.
And now American Express is going after that guy for the money.
I know.
And he's like, I didn't even know he stole my card.
Well, I don't remember.
He used my card for one thing, and then ended up just using my number to do all this other stuff.
Yeah, but I think the guy thought he was going to get paid back.
Yeah. Then the guy that was booking the bands. He did $150,000 on his card.
Yeah. How did this guy sway so many people? Is amazing. I mean, it
I
happens.
can tell you one way.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
When your boss says, "Can I use your personal credit card?" Say no.
Yeah.
I don't care if he's the best boss in the world.
Yeah.
Say no.
Yeah, but now the app that they were doing is now a different app now.
Yes.
But at that point, the app that they were doing just like crashed and burned.
I know Ja Rule is part of a successful. The whole booking app idea has become something else. But
yeah.
But Ja Rule was smart to get out of there.
Yeah, it was just amazing to me how it just kept going and going, and no one said anything. And these people who were involved in buying the tickets to this thing never got any information about how to get down there.
From the people they spoke to, they got suspicious, but I don't know why they went.
But they just went, like blindly, like we put money on this, we just go.
Maybe that's why. I don't want to lose out on this money.
But I would be like, can I get the information about where if I'm not getting information,
I'm not going.
Want my ticket refunded?
Yeah.
I'm not paying you money, and if you don't give me my money back, I'm suing you for it.
Class action.
But now there's a class action
lawsuit
amongst all the people now against this guy.
Yeah, which is good.
If he has no money, they're not going to get it, but whatever.
Yeah, but you know what? He'll be in the poorhouse.
They didn't have any
his whole
insurance
life.
or anything. There was no insurance involved in it.
No, I know, which is crazy.
Yeah.
How could you? I mean, you're in Bahamas, so it's different. Because in the United States,
still, it's like
you can't throw a festival without having insurance.
Yeah, you can't do anything without having insurance.
Yeah, you have a play. You got to have insurance for the people doing the play.
Yeah.
Like at a high school, you can't. It's crazy.
Yeah,
they did it the way they did it because they can get away with everything.
Yeah.
Well, so they thought.
Yeah.
Because they're not beholden to our laws.
It was mind-boggling to me. It was so interesting to watch just this train wreck occur.
A part of me wants to see if the Hulu one's any different, but the Netflix one I heard was the best one. But it was definitely worth watching. It's fun to watch a fall. My favorite part was when that kid tweeted out the picture of the cheese sandwich.
And it went like
viral.
And he's like, the only time ever a cheese sandwich took down a whole festival.
Well, right now on Instagram, I guess the egg is taking down the Kardashians. That's the most popular thing.
What?
The egg.
The egg?
Yeah, there was like last week, I think on Instagram or whatever, there is a egg, just a picture of an egg, and has gotten more likes or whatever. I don't know how Instagram works than the Kardashians, and the Kardashians is like the top, and some egg. Somehow
one of the Kardashians was involved in it. This whole thing. Kylie Jenner, who's like the stepdaughter of the Kardashians.
She promoted it, like
because they just randomly literally just reposted an orange screen.
Yes.
And said with a link to this festival.
Yes.
And all these people just like dove for it.
Yes.
That's the other thing I was telling Claire. It's like it's amazing to me how bad social media is.
Well, now because
how people are so gullible.
You know how
the
Fyre Festival
like,
changed.
I like it, so you must like it too.
No, but Fyre Festival has changed because there were some lawyers involved, and they said now I forget what they called. Remember, there were those people.
They're like responsible.
Yeah, but they were called influencers. Okay, so now they said when you're an influencer, you have to put a hashtag ad, or you have to indicate this is an ad.
Yeah,
and those are the new stipulations and laws going in place for these influencers because if you have
because they literally like shilling out
those
money
models,
to these people like
those models apologized. Those models felt bad,
and they had nothing to do with anything. They're basically just given money to go to this island,
but they were in the promotional video
that they were told, and ended up just being like a video shoot of them just.
But
hanging out
if I'm a fan of one of these models,
douchebags,
and I see this video, and I'm thinking that's what I'm going to get when I'm putting down money, you're going to look at the people in the promotional videos that sold me a raw deal.
Yeah.
Like when you're at a restaurant, you blame the waiter, not the cook staff.
Yeah.
So these models, a lot of them I know went on social media saying, "I can't believe, I'm really sorry. I led my followers astray. Like I really should not. I should have known what I was promoting."
Which they should have known exactly. That's what I said. It's like they should.
But they were just hired to show up and look pretty.
Any research on what they're doing?
There was nothing.
Okay, if you say so.
And if you have Ja Rule and some entrepreneur,
some random guy giving you information,
and they have all this money and they're having a big party, you're probably like, okay, I guess this is legit.
I don't know. To me, if I got a thing from Ja Rule, I would think it's like, you've won an African lottery. It's the same kind of thing, basically.
Yeah.
Like Ja Rule, why would Ja Rule be doing anything? Let's look into this.
When was the last time Ja Rule had a hit song? I gotta look this up.
Even like
I gotta Google this.
7 maybe.
I mean,
maybe like late 90s, early 2000s.
I give him props for wanting to be relevant still. Ja Rule last big song.
Big hit.
Billboard. Here we go. The internet loses it over Ja Rule clapping back at 50 Cent. Who cares?
No one cares.
No one cares.
Two people who had no longer are any influence.
Ja Rule has had 8 top 10 hits, 3 number 1 hits, and 17 chart-topping songs. Okay, I'm Real with Jennifer Lopez featuring Ja Rule. That was Jennifer Lopez.
Yes.
Was in 2001.
Yeah, so it kind of doesn't count. He wasn't really a part of it.
Always on Time, Ja Rule featuring Anastasia was in
Ashanti.
Ashanti?
Anastasia.
Whatever.
So it was Ashanti,
2002.
not Aaliyah. I'm sorry. I knew it was someone like that.
Ain't It Funny, Jennifer Lopez and Ja Rule in 2002.
2004 was his last.
Well, Mesmerized
Wonderful
and then
at the
Wonderful, 2004.
Yeah. More chart history. What is that?
I'm clicking on it. Well, he had more than those
Scroll
songs.
down. Was there more? Oh, no. Fire Fraud documentary. So, no. Yeah. Maybe.
Living It
here we
Up. All early
go.
2000s.
Yeah, so 2004 was his last hit. Or it's
Wow.
Loading. It's loading. 2005.
5, New York. Ja Rule featuring Fat Joe and Jadakiss.
Yeah, so 2005 then.
2005.
We'll say 2004, 2005.
Clapback, 2003. Thug
Yeah.
11, 2002 with Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, so I'd say like 2004 was like Wonderful was like his last big hit.
I feel like Ja Rule is an opportunist.
Yes.
He's trying to latch on to
I know he went
anything
into
that's
I
big.
think he went into producing too, so he might have been on that side of it for a long
Probably.
while.
I think he's an opportunist. I think he's trying to latch
An entrepreneur
on to.
even.
He's trying to latch on to things.
Yeah. Well, you want to keep yourself relevant.
50 Cent claims he bought 200 Ja Rule concert tickets so seats would be empty.
Yes. That's a true thing, actually.
I know. I just saw
Yeah.
it. That's hilarious.
Like the first
What, they have
3
a
rows.
feud?
Yeah. And supposedly it was like the first rows of the concert
Yeah.
because Ja Rule's out touring, I guess. So he bought like the first like 5 or 6 rows of the place so it would be empty.
Wow.
And there was just empty seats and then people behind them.
So this is in May of last year.
Yeah.
50 Cent won't let the past die. On Friday, October 26th, outspoken rapper and actor claimed on Instagram that he bought 200 tickets to the upcoming Ja Rule concert so that seats near the front row would be empty. Fife and Ja would both hail from Queens in New York and have had well-documented beefs dating back to the 1990s.
Yes. They don't like each other.
Wow. That's hilarious.
Nothing better than 2 rich old men.
Ja Rule posted a picture of 50 Cent as a woman, and it says, "I get under 50 Cent's skin. I love it. Ha ha ha. Icon, hashtag icon." And there's a picture of 50 Cent dressed as a woman.
Yeah. It's like 2 dads arguing with each other. It's very not funny.
Wow, yeah,
It's kind of dumb.
it's really stupid.
But yeah, so yeah, but definitely if you have a chance, check out that on the old Netflix. It's worth the watch. And I guess that thing that Brian wants you to watch too is pretty good as well.
It is. I don't know why.
Bandersnatch or whatever it's called.
Bandersnatch is so good.
Yeah. So the big thing that happened over the week, Brian, is out of nowhere, a certain rock band released a covers album out of nowhere
Yeah,
called the Teal Album.
I
And
know.
that band was Weezer.
It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah. Claire has not stopped listening to it. It's been like nonstop.
Yeah, I listened to it numerous times.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. It's all their songs they've done covers on during their live show. And
Yeah.
I bet you anything, they're just kind of like, well, we have Africa, which was really big for us this summer. Let's just drop it. Because they have a Black album coming out
In March.
in March,
Yes.
March 1st, which is their album. They released 2 singles. They've already been working on that. So
Yeah.
I think this is like one of those things like, why not?
Yes.
I ordered the CD off their webpage.
Yes. Well, you would because it features the hit song "Don't Knock the Hutzel." So
That's a Black. I ordered
yes,
the Teal
Black
album.
Oh, the Teal album.
Because
Oh.
you can only get it from their store.
Yes.
Now, they had a 500 limited run, which I missed out on.
Look at how depressed
I
you look.
was. 500 limited run. It came with a wallet with a signed dollar bill from a random person. I really wanted that. It was 35 bones. This is a good deal.
Oh man. I've never seen you look so depressed about something before. That was funny. You're like, I didn't get it. I'm very sad.
I'm so glad my pain brings you so much happiness.
It wasn't. It was just kind of just caught me off guard because it was just like you're like, yeah. It was. They only had 500 of, and I missed out on.
Yeah, I did. It'd been like if Hootie dropped something big today, and then you went to go buy it, and you're like, oh, the limited edition.
I wouldn't buy it.
You would have.
No.
Yeah, I was kind of sad by that, though.
I can tell. It got you in the heartstrings.
I know.
It dimmed your heart light.
It did. I did have one really cool thing from a band I love, Blink-182. So their poster artist guy is was cleaning out their stock of old posters.
Yeah.
These posters could have something wrong with them or whatever, but their artwork is really cool.
Yeah.
They do different posters for every place they play, and they've been doing that for years.
Yeah.
So this guy, he's just like, listen, each poster would normally cost you about $100. They were doing clean out.
Yeah.
And once they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah.
$35, you get 3 random posters. I was like, sweet. Ordered it. I got them in the mail. I opened it up. One of the posters is actually from the Hartford, Connecticut show I saw with my brothers. I was like, that's awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's really cool. It's
Yeah.
Hartford. I'm like, that's awesome. I get the frame.
Yeah.
I get this big one from 2013. It is signed by the entire band.
Whoa.
Mark, Tom, and I think the drummer,
Travis Barker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the last year
They
Tom
were all
DeLonge
together.
was
Yeah.
with the
Before
band.
Angels and Airwaves. Yeah.
Before he left for good.
Yeah.
And it was a Christmas poster. It's awesome looking.
Wow.
Even Allison was just like, wow, that's so awesome. And signed
Wow.
by all 3 of them. I want to get framed. I was the coolest thing. I was so excited by that.
Wow, it's crazy. Your heart rate went so low, and now it's so high again.
Yeah, that was cool. I told
I'm happy for you.
Allison's like, well, you can hang that up in this wintertime. It's a great Christmas.
Wow.
I know.
That's impressive.
I know.
All right, now it's a different story. Now you're getting into a story that's actually good. Allison has agreed
Yeah, I could hang
to
it up.
hang up something for Christmas of yours
But I said it
as
was.
part of the Christmas decorations for your house.
Yeah,
That's impressive.
I know. She liked it that much.
Yeah.
And it's
'Cause I
signed.
talked to her at Hutzel's birthday after we had the discussion about the decorating, and I know how adamant she is about not letting you hang up anything for Christmas.
I have my ornaments.
But you're not on the actual tree. But I know you have like your own
Yeah.
nerd tree you can hang stuff on.
Well, no,
But being able to put something of yours in with the rest of the family decorations, that's impressive.
Well, because we have a motif. It goes against the motif. So I have stuff that goes with the motif, but my nerdy stuff. But it was really
the life
cool.
we've been relegated to.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, you know.
Happy wife, happy life.
That's what they tell you.
You know.
That's
But
what
anyway.
like yesterday, I was at Matt's. I went to Matt's because Claire was closing last night. So I went over to Matt's to watch the Royal Rumble because he does like a little party and has like, it was pretty fun. But as we're sitting there waiting we first went to his house after the Plainville show.
Mm-hmm.
We get to his house and his wife's gone and the kids are gone.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, well, what the deuce? So Matt's trying to call him and text him and no one's responding back. And so then I turned to him like, if you imagine if the shoe was on the other foot and he had just disappeared when he was supposed to be home, he's like, yeah, I wouldn't be allowed in the house for a year, basically. It's very like, I'm like, yeah, I think it'd be the same thing. Like if I don't return a phone call, it's like Armageddon.
Like, where are you?
Yeah. But if I did the same, if it were to happen for him, be the other way around. Not that it would happen for me. You know, I have the best wife in the world coming up. I'm going to have the best wife in the world, and she's awesome.
We all do.
Yes, everyone does.
Yes.
Yes.
So you're going to get in trouble if you don't return your phone calls? Well, I'm confused. What's going on? Where were you going with this?
No, saying how Matt. Saying that's what Matt was going through. I would never have to go through that, and neither would you.
No.
But you know.
In all honesty, I have to say, Allison's pretty relaxed about unless it was an emergency, unless something bad happened.
Yeah.
Like, there's been times where I was like, "Hey, Allison," and then she lost her phone somewhere, and that's happened plenty of times. So I know that's a possibility when she doesn't return. Also, I've learned I should keep my phone around me when Allison's not home, because there's been plenty of times where I've left my phone on the counter. I don't look at it for hours. I look, and it's just like, hey, Brian, can you do this for me? Brian, where are you? Hey, Brian, never mind. And then I'm like, oh, shit. And she was like, oh, it's a simple, could you check something for me?
Yeah, while I'm out, I can see if I can get it.
And then so I've kind of tailed my phone. I know what I should do as a person and being a good husband and boyfriend and person.
Yes.
But honestly,
I'm the same way. Like right now, I've realized while we're doing the show, I went to reach for my cell phone to think about something I wanted to talk about, and I've left it in my office, and I have like a paranoia stress thing going on in my head right now.
You'll be fine.
That I have a text because Claire's not feeling well today. That she's like, "Hey,
but
can
would you be able
on the way home?"
Oh, well, it's not like you're going home right now.
I can't respond right away. And she's like, "Will you tell me if you can, or will you grab this for me? I don't feel good. I don't feel good." So I'm like stressing out a little bit.
You'll be fine.
I'll be fine.
She'll be fine.
She'll be fine. Yeah. She's great.
You're fine.
She's awesome. I love her.
You got flap sweats over here. What's going on?
I don't know. It's okay. I'll be fine.
You're addicted to your phone.
Who isn't? Who isn't?
Try not to be. Step away.
Like, who was I just talking to? Or someone just said it the other day. Like, they were like...
No, we all are.
They'd forgot their phone and went somewhere. And they, like, were out at, like, a store and actually had, like, a panic attack.
A lot of people do.
Because they didn't have their phone with them. So they had to, like, leave the store, like, immediately. So, yeah.
Sometimes, what's funny? When I would run out for things quickly... I'd be like, oh, I'm just leaving my phone. And Allison would be like, well, you should take it for emergencies. I'm like, whatever. And then, of course, I had an emergency one time, and thank God she told me to take it. Sometimes, if I'm just running to Dunkin' or something, I don't bring my phone with me.
See, I always take my phone. My thing I've had issues with is remembering my keys.
Well, you can't drive your car.
Exactly. But then I also lock myself out of the house.
Oh, that's not good.
I've done that twice.
Don't you have an emergency key somewhere hidden?
Now we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always...
I did it Christmas Day, actually.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. Claire was at work.
Didn't you have to drive to Claire's to get a spare key?
No, because...
Oh, you didn't have your keys.
Because here's what happened. I didn't have my keys, so I couldn't drive anywhere, and I locked my car. Because I'd switched pants.
Yeah.
Because it was Christmas. So I'm wearing different pants, different day.
You Christmas pants?
Yeah. Well, you different day, different pants.
That's normal.
Holidays. Yeah. So... I had left the keys. Well, I'd taken Claire to work.
Yeah.
Because we were going to her parents' house, which is right near her work. So I had sweatpants on because I woke up because she went in early. So I didn't put my regular pants on yet.
Okay.
I was still in sweatpants.
All right. So, yeah.
So I put the keys down on the table next to my chair in the living room.
But you sat there in your pants.
So I thought when I put my pants on, I left the house. I was like, I thought I was going to do something cool. I was going to go get her. Make stockings for us because we didn't have a chance to do stockings. So I was like, I'm going to go make stockings. And I was going to do something nice. And I walked out the house and I went to my car and wouldn't open. And I'm like, oh no, I don't have my keys.
That sucks.
Or my wallet.
So what'd you do?
I had my cell phone.
Oh. But
the thing that, bad part about it is I knew I had taken Claire to work, which meant she left her keys at home.
So what'd you do?
So just luckily, her sister had a key to the house because she sold to the house. So she has a key as well. So they came over and let me in. But I had to stand outside for like half an hour waiting for them to come over.
Oh, my God.
I did it one other time during the summertime. And I almost did it another time, like the day it was like freezing outside. But I like checked like right before I closed the door.
You should put a sign, key check. Check for those keys, man.
Now I do. It's like adamantly now, but it was the worst.
Wintertime, my keys live in my coat.
And we lock everything. I always take my coat. That's the thing is we lock everything.
Yeah,
so it's like you get like...
Yeah.
And the dog's in the house, so you're like paranoid, you know.
Why? What's the dog going to do?
Well, no. Now it's like I can't get in the house. The dog's in the house.
The dog's going to eat everything. I'll have no food.
No, but it's an older dog.
Dog's going to shit everywhere. Ah! Yeah. You come in, there's just piled poop everywhere. What am I going to do?
Wait, like, how am I going to get in the house? I have to break in my own house.
Yeah, I know. You panic.
Yeah.
It's happened to all of us.
Yeah.
All right, Marcus.
Stressful, though. It's stressful. Adulting, as I call it. Adulting.
Yes, it's adulting of something.
Yes.
All right, Mark.
All right.
Is this a show?
It was. It was a good show. I had fun. Be back next week?
I don't know. Let me look at my schedule. No, there's going to be weeks I'm not going to be able to do it.
Yeah, hey, it's that time of year.
I don't know.
Okay.
We may or may not be here.
All right. We'll see what happens.
I think we might.
We'll see what happens.
I think we might. I have things in its place.
All right.
I still have the...
I heard we played the Phantom shows again.
Part 1.
Yeah.
Part 2 will show up once we can't make it.
All right. That's fun. It's always fun to have those little things.
Yeah.
Little throwback videos. Audios. We have the Making of Murders you could always use, too. Your special shows you did.
Well, that was a one and done.
Yeah.
I don't want to go... But the show's, I don't... It's old stuff.
I guess.
I was thinking about going back and looking for old interviews we did and doing like a best of interviews.
Yeah.
Because we didn't do a lot, but some of them might be interesting to
might
hear.
have some people on,
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
All right, Mark.
Sounds good.
All right, we're out of here.
We're out of here. We're going to end the show with what, Brian?
Some Nerf Herder, Ghostbusters 3.
Sounds good.
So I had to write this song.